Hi, I'm Scot Marciel, U.S. Ambassador to Indonesia. Welcome to Ask US, where we answer questions submitted by our Indonesian online friends and followers. Today is February 4th, and I'm joining you from my home in Jakarta. As many of you know, the United States recognizes Black History Month every February. Black History Month is a chance to celebrate African Americans' important achievements and their contributions to America. But we also honor the struggle for civil rights. The fight for civil rights, such as equality and due process, help ensure the rights of all Americans, minority and majority alike, are protected. Now, let's get to your questions. The first question we have is from Pramita Sarenintias. The question is, my hope is that starting on 2013, there will be a much simpler visa application process for Indonesian citizens, if it's possible, without an interview. Great question, and I'm very pleased to say that we've done a lot of work to improve and streamline our visa process because we want more Indonesians to go to our country. And most recently, we introduced a new system that allows people who have or have had U.S. visas recently to apply for a new visa without an interview. It's a great new process. More information is available on our website. The second question from Russell Siregar Herman. My wish for the U.S. Embassy, please boost relations between the United States and Indonesia, especially in the field of education, such as through scholarships, defense, economy, and trade. Well, Russell, I couldn't say it better myself. It's exactly what we're trying to do here at the Embassy, not only the Embassy, but the entire U.S. government through our comprehensive partnership with Indonesia. The whole idea is to build closer ties, not just between our governments, but between the people. And we've really focused and made a priority of education. We've increased the number of scholarships for Indonesians to study in the United States. And just yesterday launched a university fair with U.S. universities here actively recruiting Indonesian students. We're also working very hard to improve the relationships between our militaries, which is actually quite good. Promote business both ways in a way that benefits Indonesians and Americans, working together in science, health, the environment, you name it. And we're going to keep working at this and not giving up at all. Thank you. Next question from Astrid. Besides education cooperation, what other types of cooperation can be done between the United States and Indonesia that will not disadvantage Indonesians? I hope that U.S. cooperation with Indonesia will not have a negative impact on our nation. You know, it's interesting that you asked that question because the whole idea of our partnership is that we cooperate in areas that benefit the people of Indonesia and the people of the United States. This partnership isn't about how the U.S. can benefit and somehow hurt Indonesia or vice versa. It only works if both Indonesians and Americans benefit. So one area is economics. If we increase trade and investment both ways, we can create jobs and prosperity for both Americans and Indonesians. Hugely important. The same by improving our cooperation and security. We hope we can make both our nations and the region a safer and more stable place. Working together in the environment, we can help, I think, Indonesia achieve greater economic growth that's sustainable, while also promoting our shared objectives of reducing greenhouse gas emissions and improving the environment around the world. The same for health and many other areas. But the bottom line is it only works, it's only part of the partnership if both Americans and Indonesians benefit. So thank you for that question. Now from Yos Kusuma, the question, some areas in Indonesia are still underdeveloped and need an assistance to catch up with the 21st century. How can the U.S. government help out through USAID and the Peace Corps? Well, another great question. You know, it's Indonesians who have really brought about so much success for this country over the last 15 years. The transition to democracy, good economic growth and development, that's from Indonesia. But other countries, including the United States, can help with some assistance. And we have still a very large USAID assistance program, more than $150 million each year in grants. These aren't loans that have to be paid back. It's all grants. Okay? And these go to promote, to support really Indonesians who are working to improve education, improve the health sector, fight to protect the environment, promote more equitable growth, and of course, fight poverty. And we're very committed to continuing that. The Peace Corps program is a great program where young Americans come over here and are teaching English and living with Indonesian families. It's something that we think benefits a lot of Indonesians, also benefits those volunteers, and so benefits my country. And last, let me highlight another program you may not know so much, which is the Millennium Challenge Corporation Compact. Under this program, the U.S. is going to spend $600 million, again, all grants, no loans, to promote what we call green prosperity or environmentally friendly growth throughout Indonesia, to deal with the problem of poor nutrition, which hurts particularly young children, and help them get the nutrition they need so that they can have a good education and contribute to Indonesia. And a third part of that program is going to be help improve the government's procurement process, make it clearer, more transparent in a way that benefits all of Indonesia. So we're doing a lot, all in support of the goals of the Indonesian government and the Indonesian people. Thank you. Okay, we have a question from Priyo Al-Kafi, who says, Mr. Ambassador, can you also visit local places like Jokowi and President SBY in our homeland? Please help by motivating our nations and convey your ideas and suggestions for the welfare of the Indonesian people. Well, you flatter me by mentioning me in the same breath as your president and the governor of Jakarta. Of course, they're Indonesian political leaders, and so they have a very important role. I'm just a visitor from a friendly nation, but thank you again for honoring me and flattering me with that question. I do make a point of getting out and traveling throughout your country. I think I've been to about 25 provinces so far, and when I get out, I always try to go out and meet not only government officials, but civil society, especially students. So we go to universities, pesantrens, and let me stress, it's not just me, but the whole embassy team. We're going out and interacting with Indonesians, not just to understand better your country, but also to exchange ideas. Because really, in the 21st century, a true relationship is one where partners exchange ideas, not only between governments, but between the people. So we will keep getting out and talking to real people throughout Indonesia. Thank you for that question. And last, we have a question from Agus Lukman Nurhakim. If President Obama pivots his foreign policy to Asia, where is Indonesia's position in this new change in policy? Another great question, and from a different angle. First, the pivot to Asia really just reflects Asia's increasing importance in the world. By population size, by economic growth, Asia's contributing more and more to the world, and so is a more and more important partner for the United States. And that's really the basis for our pivot. And so when we pivot, what we're talking about is just increasing our engagement. More diplomatic visits, more high-level dialogue. We hope more business, but also cooperation in health and the environment and science and so many areas to deal with challenges that we all face. Indonesia's role in this pivot is hugely important. As the fourth largest country in the world and the second largest country after China in East Asia, as well as the largest democracy in East Asia. Of course, Indonesia is critically important, and this is why we're working so hard to build a closer partnership with the people and the government of Indonesia. So to sum up, hugely important, and it's a partnership. It's all about working together in a way that represents respect and equality and benefits both the Indonesian people and the American people. And we have a very firm commitment from President Obama and now our new Secretary of State, John Kerry, to continue this effort. So thank you all for your questions.